Oh,
They only
right.
see us.
Right.
So they don't know that we're talking to like 200 people here. 200 people
Yes.
with masks on.
Yes.
And only the ones whose names I could pull out we recognize. The rest of them are strangers to us.
Nobody's a stranger anymore, right? That's the goal.
We've all been to your house.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for coming into our home. Right. Right. I'm sorry? With our dogs, right, barking. Jimmy has to get up, make a cup of tea. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. It was hard, and it was difficult.
What's this person's name?
I don't know.
What's your name?
Killian.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Jillian?
Killian.
Killian? K? C. Killian, okay.
Great.
We got lots of Irish people here today.
Well, we're just grateful that everybody came out and showed up. We're grateful for the people who are streaming.
We want to welcome the people we're streaming from County Cork.
Oh, we've been there to County Cork. It was one of our loveliest vacations, wasn't it? County Cork.
Page 6, please.
You could feel the angels there, actually. You really could, because it's so old. Even before, Christianity, before, there was this lovely, I don't know, earthy way of relating. And you can feel it there in the land. There's something connected between the Celtic and the
There's
Jewish.
definitely a confluence between the Jews and the Irish.
Oh, definitely.
Hello,
Yeah.
Ireland. We welcome you.
Shalom Aleichem.
Malachi Ashari. Malachi Elyon. Malachi Harachami. Mi Melech. Malachi Hamelachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem Shalom Malachi Shalom Malachi Elyon Malachi Harachamim Mi Melech Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruchuni LeShalom Malachi Shalom Malachi Elyon Malachi Harachamim Mi Melech Malachi Hamelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzitechem LeShalom Malachi Shalom Malachi Elyon Malachi Harachamim Mi Melech Malachi Hamelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu
Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav,
V'tzivanu
lehaleknu shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Yom Zeh LeYisrael. This is our day.
First, we welcome the accompanying presences, the angels. Then we welcome the additional soul, the deepening of soul that we get by virtue of being on Shabbos. Page 7. Yom Zeh LeYisrael, Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat Menucha, Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat Menucha. We'll sing the second verse. Chemdat levavo l'uma shivura linfashot nichavot neshama yetera linefesh mitzera yasir aracha Shabbat.
Page 8.
Now we welcome the bride, the queen we call her, the inner presence. Shekhinah, Malchut, all these names. Kala, the bride. On Shabbos she comes looking for us, and on Shabbos we allow ourselves to be found. We say, come, let us welcome. Let us welcome her. And in the last verse, we actually turn to the door and we welcome her. Do we imagine her? What do you think, Susie?
I think we do.
I think we do. That's always the point. Page 8. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, shamur v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmi'anu el hamichad, Adonai echad, v'shemo echad. V'shem tiferet v'litchila, lechadodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi likrat kala. Pnei פני שבת קבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלך כי מקור הברכה וראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה אחד אותי לקראת קהלה פני שבת קבלה ואחד אותי לקראת קהלה פני שבת קבלה כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצוק חולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה בואי חלה בואי חלה חדותי קראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה וחדותי לקראת קהלה פני שבת קבלה וחדותי לקראת קהלה פני שבת קבלה לחדותי לקראת קהלה פני שבת קבלה.
Stay standing if you're able so that we may call each other to prayer with the words of the Baruch Hu, page 11.
Baruch Hu et Adonai
And on page 15. The words of the Shema. The words that are not a prayer from the people to God, but the prayer from God to the people. Shema Yisrael. We are just about to get to that place in the story next week where Jacob finally becomes Israel. He struggles with that angel. He struggles with that Ish, whatever is that Ish. And he becomes Israel, the one who has struggled and prevailed. And something shifts in him. Of course, he doesn't stay Israel all the time. He goes back to being Jacob sometimes, but we do too. So in every service, God calls to us, Shema Yisrael. Listen, you God wrestlers, you people who think you know what God is and isn't, you are in God. So know that the personal, the plurality, all of the different ways that people imagine godliness, it's all echad. It's all one.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai
Please be seated. Page 16. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושופך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת. Page 18.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר והקודש נורא, תהילות תוסף אלה, מלכותך ובניך בו קיים לפני משה. זה לי 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 אנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. As you redeemed Jacob and saved him from arms that were stronger than his own, so may you redeem all who are oppressed and persecuted. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Then Miriam, Haniviyah, the prophetess, she took a drum in her hand and we followed her with drums and dancing, and Miriam chanted with us. Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'o ga'a, Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'o ga'a, Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'o ga'a, Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'o ga'a. Sferochvo Rama Vayam. Sus Sferochvo Rama 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 Vayam. Shiru Adonai Kiga Oga'a. Shiru le Adonai Kiga Oga'a. Page 20, please. Fros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. And over Jerusalem, over Jerusalem, we are praying for the peace of Jerusalem. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Page 21. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. The children of Israel shall keep the Shabbos, observing it in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Eternal One made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day God rested. Vayi nafash. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayi nafash. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayi nafash. Page 23, please. Adonai sifatai tiftach, tiftach, tiftach. Oh God, open up my lips. Adonai sifatai tiftach, tiftach. Ufi yagit hilatecha, so I might speak a little poetry. Adonai sifatai tiftach, so I might speak a little poetry.
I invite you to either stand or stay seated as we begin the tefillah with the words that call upon our ancestors. You're welcome to stay seated, welcome to rise. And then after this prayer, we'll invite you to take a little time with the prayers that are here, the prayers in your own hearts, and we'll meet at the end of the tefillah with a prayer for peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah v'Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagidol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Before the prayer for peace on page 29, in that middle paragraph in the Hebrew, there's a lovely reminder of what leads to peace. Something about gratitude. We know about the brokenness, we know about the darkness, we know about the hate that lives within people's hearts from ignorance. But we also know about kindness. We also know about compassion. We also know that we're capable of being larger than life with love. And so I think this part of this prayer reminds us about that space, that gratitude space that also exists.
Hatov kilo halo racha racha mecha Hatov kilo halu racha racha in you.
Page 30.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha. Tasi Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Use shalom bimromam, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'ako Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'ako Yisrael. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu v'yako 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 Yisrael.
Take a few moments to talk about the Torah portion. As we said, it's Vayetze. Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheva. And Jimmy, I read something that you wrote. I can't remember what it was in. But you wrote something about, why is everybody leaving Beersheva? You know? Beersheva, the place of the 7 wells. It's supposed to be, you know, the place to relax, the place to get what you need. Where are you going? Okay. Anyway, I hadn't thought about it that way. I mean, I know that the rabbis often say Vayetze. Why does it say Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheva? It should say, you know, why did he leave a place? It's instead of he was. Why doesn't it say he was going towards something else? Like his grandfather, right. Harana, towards, which is where he was going, actually. But it doesn't, it says Vayetze, and one of the answers that's given, I guess the pshat, you know, the simple answer is when a great person leaves a place, they leave a great space. Now, Jacob wasn't a great person yet. Far from it. You want to say something about that? No? Okay, I got something. Okay. Well, I was waiting. I thought that might be the case, so I did come ready with something because you never know. But I know that you like this part too. it says that he leaves, right? Vayetze Yaakov mir Beersheva, vayelech Harana, it says. And then it says he vayifga b'makom.
I love this part.
Yeah, he crashes into the place. I mean, he doesn't just go he doesn't just arrive. He crashes in to this makom, this holy place. So what could that place be? Where the stairway to heaven opens for Jacob in his dream. Rashi says it has to be the place where a generation before Jacob's grandfather, Abraham, it has to be that same place where Abraham almost sacrificed his father Isaac, Abraham's son. The very place where his father almost died at the hands of his father, his grandfather. And the sun sets and it becomes very dark, and all Jacob can do is sleep. The night belongs to Jacob, it says. Abraham gives us the morning prayer, Isaac the afternoon prayer, and Jacob, the prayer of the night. A whole new genre of prayer, the evening prayer. At the very place that there is no prayer, no hope, Jacob reclaims prayer for us. And this is the prayer that we dare to offer in the darkness when we cannot see. When we have no hope, when all we have left is prayer. In that place, in the darkness of the night, something inside of Jacob begins to open up. Something opens up in spite of himself, and he dreams, and in his dream, there is a way forward. There is a ladder that takes him to the gates of heaven. A ladder, the Midrash says, that is rooted in Beersheva, where he has come from, and that reaches into the very place of God's grace, the very gate of heaven that saved his father Isaac from his father Abraham. You see, Jacob has to return to that place to redeem the experience of his father. Jacob's journey leads him to the Makom, the holy place that his father lost his faith. To find it again, Jacob has to go into that darkness. And so he lays down in the very place that his father laid down and was bound on the altar. He goes into that awful darkness, but there he finds his ladder. He finds a way out. The ladder that connects this broken world with a vision of the way the world could be. The ladder that helps us climb out of our despair to something new. The ladder that reminds him that this is not the end, that this is a journey, and he just has to keep going. The ladder that teaches that there is always a way to climb out of darkness. The ladder with angels going up and then coming down that tells us that we are not ever really alone. The angels are here with us. God was in this place, he says when he wakes up, and I did not know it. And instead of seeing the sacrifice of his father in that place, he begins on a journey of reconciliation and redemption. Instead of anger and resentment, there is the beginning of gratitude and healing. I know we can all feel this. We are approaching the darkest time of the year. I know I can feel it. And I know that people will light all kinds of lights to light up the night. Whatever faith tradition we come from, we all light lights in the darkest time of the year. And we too will do this with Hanukkah in just a few weeks. Jacob teaches that light will come from our ability to dream, from daring to pray in the night, even in the darkness, and to find ladders that get us out of the places we are stuck to continue on the holy paths of our lives.
That was good.
Did you like that?
I did.
Thanks. You want to come back?
Sure.
Huh?
So, with the Never Alone,
Yeah.
Natan Sharansky's memoir
Yeah.
is entitled
Never alone.
He was in prison
Yes.
9 years. They would tell him, if it cares about you, you're forgotten.
Right.
He would reply,
I'm never alone. Yeah, I think that's such an important thing. And you know, Jacob was physically alone. He had to go on this journey. And sometimes we do have to go on these journeys, right? These journeys on our own, but we're never alone. Even on those kind of spiritual journeys that I know many of us are on. Got something else you want to say?
No. I'll sing that nice song.
Okay.
Every time we start talking about the mothers and the fathers, I think about this song that identifies each one of them for
I
the
love
one
that.
trait that
Right.
they taught through their living.
But don't you love, too, that the Midrash says that the ladder started, it came out of Beersheba. So it ties Beersheba to that place.
Yeah.
And you know that place, talking about all the ancestors, that place where Abraham almost sacrificed Isaac, that place that the ladder ended up reaching into the heavens that redeems Jacob, that is also the place where the opening of the Garden of Eden is. Not so that we could go back there, but to remember that we came from there. We came from a place where we know there can be repair. There can be better than we're doing.
You remember Beersheba? Beersheba then, Beersheba now. It's hot and beautiful there.
Yeah. Ben Gurion believed that Beersheba was going to be redemption.
Built a major university.
Yeah, Sarika went there for a while.
One night, we went to see my musical hero.
Yeah.
We heard he was performing in Beersheba. We were in Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah.
We hadn't been in Beersheba the whole time we had been there.
To
And we-
schlep.
And we said, what the heck? Let's see if we can get a ticket. And we'll just go there. We'll just drive there. Will we make it? I don't know. How long does it take to get there? I don't know. Let's just go. So we got
We
into
did.
the car. We drove to Beersheba. We found the field house
Right.
on the campus that my musical hero was playing at. They were holding the ticket for us by our name, and they actually were holding it. So that when we got there, she recognized the name, gave me the ticket. The moment we sat down, the concert started. The moment.
That was beautiful.
It was remarkable. And it was a magical night.
It was in Beersheba. You know, the other thing that... oh, Shlomo Bar. Shlomo Bar, great musician who pulls together all different traditions. You know, so, Jews, Muslims, Christians, he puts the musicians together and they play the music of the heart of the Middle East beautifully. The other thing about Beersheba and these wells is last week we learned that the wells got stopped up in one generation. Abraham's beautiful wells. And Isaac had to dig them again.
So in this song, each one of our mothers and fathers are known for a quality. Rachamana, O compassionate one. Rachamana, Idkalan, remember us, as in the days of Abraham, the sweetest one. Rechima, Bediraya. Open the door. Ora, Chamana, Hidakalan, Kiyame, Saraime. Knew Sarah, the motherly one. Bediraya. goes into Ladino. Dia piadoso, abre la puerta para recibir nuestros tefilot. Oh God, open the door and receive our prayers. Bedir vayavo. Open the door. Bedir vayavo. Open the door. Bedir vayavo. I love that song.
Kind of, that's the idea here, is that there's redemption. The future can redeem the present. The present can redeem the past.
You know when I heard that song for the first time?
Yeah.
Fort Collins, Colorado.
Come on.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a story.
it's a story. After I got out of a mikveh in the back of a truck.
Yeah. I remember those.
That's all you're going to hear about that story. But that's an evocative tale.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. You just never know where it's going to find you. Gotta keep awake. So, with our hearts opened by a little bit of Torah, let's offer a Mishabera, a healing prayer. We know that there are a lot of people. I debated how I'd like to pray for that guy, Cody, the guy from our street. The guy must be in such a dark place to call out for help like that. And I remember after the shooting at the Mother Emmanuel Church that Mrs. Pinckney, the wife of the pastor who was shot, she was there that day too with all those people in a Bible study when that guy, shot them all. She said, we have to find a place in our hearts for forgiveness. Not so much for him, but for us. So I like to pray for that guy. I like to pray that they keep him there and that, they give him the help that he needs, But he is in a facility now where they can help him. And we'll pray for him. The guy that made the threats against us last week. We also have a long healing prayer list. People with COVID, we're going to pray for Lois. She should get strong and heal. For Gail Rock and Carrie Schulman and Suzanne Schroeder and Dr. Richard Burns. For Toby Schreiber and Meredith Berkowitz and Tom Fox, Sherry O'Donnell, Roshanne Batman and Kay Wolpert and Rhonda Banford and Judy Markey, Dr. Powers and Choco Guneva, our friend Choco, Ann Rudy, Lev Reynolds, Michelle Long and her sister Martha Messina, Judy Underhill, Eileen Ehrlich, Steve Littlejohn and Shirley Patricia, Dennis Judd and Alex McGrath and Betsy Ribner, Lisa Schlesinger, Victoria Barmark and Tabitha Hill, Sylvia Ernst, Ann Mays, Gloria Lash, we love you, Lois Chait, Don Cohn, Suzanne Lipson, Sharon Linder, Doug Pop, Sylvia Ginsparg, Mary Lou Bollinger, Miriam Weintraub, Susan Fadum, Lois Limstein, Chris Hexter, Healing, Maria Petty, Jeff Busby, Ron Kramer, Betty Renee Marver, Michael Davenport, who's healing from his surgery, Gabriel Adams, Susan Carlson, Justice Matthews, Sammy Schaas, Margie Katz, Paige, granddaughter, Paul's granddaughter, Paige, Refuah Shlema. May she have lots of angels. Moisha Foster, Nikki's husband, and Cheryl Stein, who had surgery yesterday. I know there's many more. Nope. Anybody else? Go ahead. Who? And Sharon and Bob, of course. Thank you. Yeah.
David's sister Ann Nickerson, who had a heart attack, and David broke his leg.
No.
Yes.
Oh, healing for them.
Yes.
And a friend of ours, Kent, his wife, Carol, broke her leg too. Broke her. These ribs, I think. So, anybody else? So many people, cancer with COVID, with Alzheimer's, diseases we have not yet been able to cure. Let us pray for them with all of our hearts. These words.
Ruach HaNefesh, U'Refuat HaGuf, for the healing of the spirit, and the healing of the body, for those we know, for those we don't know. For those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael, on my left, the angel Gabriel, in front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, the angel Raphael. And above my head, Shechinat El. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim, blessed are you, great healer. Amen. Amen.
We take upon us everything we can do, everything we have, everything we are. Our purpose here is tikkun olam, to take upon us whatever it is we can do to bring repair to our broken world. So if you're able, if you'd like to, we ask you to rise so we can face east, the words of the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shavech l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם בנותינו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו גורים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אל אחד. Can be seated. If anyone has come to say Kaddish, if you have a yard site at this time, if you're in your year of mourning, I invite you to either stand or raise your hand so we can hear the names of the people you have come to remember. Start with Marilyn.
Add to that, David's brother, Carl Weinkauf, died.
Oh, no.
So we had 3.
So
in October.
much. Gee, I'm sorry.
What a month. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. We pray for, the family.
Pray for Sharon, his wife.
We will. And may his memory be a blessing. Thank you for remembering him with us. Teresa?
My father, Wayne Malacross, and my ex-husband, Dave Maxwell.
May their memories be a blessing. Thank you. Bobby?
My great-grandma Pauline Telsner, 69 years ago.
Wow. Such a powerful tradition that, we always have an opportunity to say their names. Thank you, Bobby.
And it's not the York side, but in a few days, it's my mom. It would be my mom's 97th birthday.
Oh, happy
Just wanted to
birthday.
remember Mommy.
Happy birthday, Mama, on her birthday. And Sarah, in your year of mourning, appreciate you being here with us, remembering her, bringing her here. And if you're able, we'll invite the congregation to stand with our mourners, because this week we also had Veterans Day. And I think it's an important time to remember the sacrifice of so many, and so many who died.
100 years from the end of the Great War.
Is it 100 years? Yeah. Oh,
That's what they did when they had the unknown soldier they were talking about. That was the first, it's the 100th anniversary of Remembrance Day.
wow.
You know, the poppies and all those things.
Armistice, yeah, it was called Armistice
Remember
Day.
those poppies when you were kids?
Armistice Day.
Yeah.
There's still
Wow.
puppies.
Yeah. Yep. They had a lunch for veterans at the Gatesworth. And I think my dad said he was the oldest veteran there. Yeah, World War II. So for all of these good people, let me also mention, I know probably Autumn, you have some names?
Yes, online we have Kenny Baum, who is Steve Skranka's first cousin, who passed last Tuesday.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Steve.
And also I'm remembering my grandfather, Floyd Dennis. His yahrzeit will be Sunday.
May his memory be a blessing. Must be very proud of you. I have a few also to remember. Susan Carlson's brother, Greg. Susan is very ill right now, and I'm praying, Greg, you can be an angel for your sister. Judith B. Coleman, Lindsay Marvelous, Benjamin Katz, Stephen Watson, Evelyn Rudin, Jonathan Kletnick, Michael Parker, Jonna Kitchen, Arlene Meltzer, Sydney Noster, Dr. Nellie Grosswasser, Lizzie Pressberg, Madeline Iris, Lou Myers, Mil Padower, Jerry Berger, our Jack Oglander, Robert Fauser, Eleanor Flegel, and Alter, Tootsie Esrock, Peter Fishman, Erwin Pollock, Carl Wiley, Ann Fetterman, Emily Engelhart, Connie Wacker, Alvin Nissenbaum, Tammy Keim, Marcio Pollock, Bernard Tobin, Gary Reikus, Joan Klein, Michael Kiernan, Father Robert Johnston, Orietta Cohn, Holocaust survivor Dan Sokol, Dr. Erica Gardner, Herbert Fagan, Gail Hollifeld, Alex Hochberg, Ethan Gonzalez, Raphael Berger, Marie Elaine Nicholson, Tucker Wright, Ed Lander, Tyler Shemwell, Andy Neiman, Bobby Morrell, Judge Roberta Hitt, Andy Rockman, Gary Weinecke, Matt Friedman, Janice Marks we mentioned, Karen Margot, Art Peters, Suzanne Copperman Gill, Joan Zucker, Allison and Josie Abitz, mother and daughter, Bernard Davis, Carol Fleischer, Linda Holtzman, Frank Backleman, Judy Hunter, Beatrice Daniel, Kyle Courier, Adam Meany, Barrett Brown, John Proletsky, Shirley Berman, Emma Sue Coney, and most recently in our congregation, a woman who truly, truly inspired so many, Pat Denlow, whose memorial service will be a week from Sunday at 1 o'clock right here. We're also remembering Gil Nussbaum, whose memorial service will be this weekend. It's the yard site of, let's see if we have members here. Well, we have Floyd Dennis, which Autumn mentioned, their grandfather. Joe Kaufman, Sharon Pollock's grandfather. Leo Morris, stepfather of Rick Isserman. Vivian Murrow, Ruth Blumberg. Rose Frager. Saul Silvermans gave us, he and his wife gave us their lamp collection, which we have here, Ancient Lamps of Israel. One of these days we'll show everybody the lamps. Pearl Sofer, David Weinstein, Bobby's cousin, Gary Goldman, Lilacs, and Sam Wayne. Or Sam Wayne had a heart transplant so many years ago. Such a good man, artist. For all these people we name, for all the people we hold in our hearts, let's say the words of the Kaddish, because the Kaddish, like light defies darkness, the Kaddish defies death. So let us say together on page 41, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uvyomachon uv'chayedachol be'Israel, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitoleh v'yitalal shmeit kudashah b'richu La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechmata da'amiran be'elma ve'imru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mermav, uya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. As I said last week, the Jewish mother in me is dying that we can't have an oneg, that there's no food, that we can't feed anybody. But we're trying to stay safe. So we will get back to food. I'm never going to say we're going to get back to normal because there is no normal. And normal wasn't so good. It got us to where we are today. So we're going to get better is what we're going to do. And but one day we'll have food again, I hope, so that we can stay together and schmooze a little bit. But we certainly want to thank all of you who showed up, especially those of you who might be here for the first time. Welcome. If you want to know more about CRC, we've got a great website, right?
Yep.
And we do lots of things. One of the things we do together is we have a No Shanda, No Shame meeting every Sunday on Zoom at 1 o'clock for people living with mental illness. So if it's you or someone you love, join us. It's really quite a wonderful.
Yep.
All you have to do is check the website. There's a grief support group.
Welcome all you loyal Irish Hasidim that came out tonight.
Really.
So
really
great to have you. Thanks.
So
Are you streaming to Scotland as well?
We probably are. There's people all over that stream. But I do want to say one thing really important, especially for the people watching as well, and for those of you here tomorrow, right after Shabbat morning services at noon, we're going to host kind of a listening session on what happened last weekend, on the threat, on what our security is, how we do security, and Scott Biondo from the Federation is going to be here. So that'll be for anybody who wants to come. That's tomorrow. And then for the parents of the nest, we're going to have a special informational session. Think about how we can do these things, how we can communicate better. I know that was one of the things that people were hoping we would learn from this one experience. We have a whole security manual. We have lots of things that we do that are in place. So we'll be able to tell everyone that so people can feel more secure. And that's tomorrow right here after services at 12 o'clock. And I think that's what I got. And it's going to be on Zoom too. Yes, thank you so much.
So welcome
So it'll
all the
be-
people that we didn't know tonight. There's quite
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah, welcome. All the way from Tucson.
Good to meet you.
Different places. So welcome. Thank you for showing up tonight so we could. No, yeah, is it 2? I don't know. We thought, is 7 o'clock a good time? Yeah, 7 o'clock, Havdalah. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Because it gets dark so early.
It's only Zoom.
That's on, not Zoom. It's just streamed.
Only stream.
Only streamed, Havdalah, because we still do that from home. So
We do that
Havdalah tomorrow night,
From an
7 o'clock.
undisclosed location.
Yeah, it's all on the website.
An undisclosed location
Right.
from the west coast of Ireland.
County Court.
Yivarechecha Adonai
A
v'yishmerecha.
blessing.
When the upper worlds and the lower worlds find each other, It will be a secret, generous wisdom. And every individual will be known as a version of God. May this be God's will.
Kain Yehi Ratzon.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks, Jim. I can leave this for them for tomorrow.
Susan, you haven't seen my new kippah.
It's beautiful. Did somebody make that for you?
Yeah, a woman where I live in